Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A little late on this one, had a lot going on yesterday, and I think I was just really tired. I just wasn't having the energy to review the show, so best to come back the next day with a fresh mind and whatnot and talk about this show. Basically, this is kind of a go home show because Turning Point is this Saturday. Basically, you can watch it on the Impact Plus thing, and given looking at the card, it's not a bad card for this Saturday. I'll say that. I don't really watch a lot of these Impact Plus shows or Twitch shows. I don't know how much canon, and I know they're canon, I think mostly when it has to do with the show and whatnot, but I felt like a lot of these Impact Plus, shows and whatnot, they've mostly been part of someone else's promotion. And yes, Impact does promote it, but it's like they're at a different venue for someone else's and not their own. I think this time, given with Victory Road also, and the whole pandemic thing, they just been able to do it on their own turn and whatnot. So, kind of given what they've done tonight, which I thought they actually had at least a good, nice build to this show, it does make me a little bit forward to looking at it, and I think I will look at it on Saturday. I may review it for all I know, but kind of kind of with them promoting this whole Turning Point thing, I don't mind it. Okay, I like it, and I think I'm gonna check it out this Saturday. I'm gonna try to give more of these Impact Plus shows a chance. Okay, like I said, I've watched half of Victory Road last time, but given now they kind of got some good matches coming up, I'm gonna check it out. I really am. But next, basically to kick off this show with 1 week away before the Knockouts Tag title tournament, we kicked it off with Tennille Dashwood and Madison Rayne versus Havoc and Nevaeh. Basically, the whole makeshift team of Tennille and Madison Rayne, which didn't really work since it was a makeshift team that went against Havoc and Nevaeh. Havoc got the tombstone onto Madison Rayne for the win and whatnot. It wasn't a bad match or anything, but, Tennille, I guess, still trying to find a partner for this whole tournament and whatnot. Not having the best of luck right now, which we'll kind of get into in a minute soon enough. But as Josh Matthews was on commentary, since he commentated the whole thing on his own, since Madison Rayne was out there, he basically kind of talked about what was going on in the show tonight. Good Brothers talked about facing the North at Turning Point for the tag titles, and talked about Carl Anderson talked about his match with Josh Alexander tonight. Ethan Page came in interrupting as they called him the Karate Man, and both guys ended up slapping each other. They then went to Tommy Dreamer, Sherlock Holmes Tommy Dreamer, still interviewing people about who shot Johnny Bravo. Listen, man, you've already know what I've said about Impact when it comes to the comedy thing. It's just been way too much of it. And listen, you're going to see a lot of these segments throughout the night, especially with Dreamer doing like a lie detector test with people from Havoc and James Mitchell, blaming Rosemary and Cody Deaner and whatnot. I listen, man, I just don't really care about this whole who shot Johnny Bravo thing. Personally, I think it's just a long-running Wrestle House joke, and I just need it to end. You see, I wouldn't have minded the comedy thing if it was mostly funny and it was kind of subtle and would work. I just feel like Impact has just done way too much comedy lately and not enough of wrestling. Like I said, if Wrestle House was on the whole YouTube or something, I wouldn't have minded that, but it took up way too much of a majority of the show, and I just didn't really like that. Okay, so it's just too much of that. Rohit Raju went against TJ Perkins for the X Division title. If TJ Perkins loses, this is the last time he can face for this title. A very good match, I should say. Of course, they're still getting Rohit over as a chicken shit heel and everything. And he did end up winning, trying to use the belt on him, but the referee stopped him. Perkins had grabbed him, but Raju ended up hitting him in the balls, then low blowing him, hitting him with a knee, and then getting the win over him. So not bad of a match also, I should say, too. But they really are doing their best with Rohit out there and make him as a heel, doing anything he can to hold on to his title. Followed by still hiding that wad of cash. This is another running joke. I feel like it's going on too long. And whatnot. Hernandez, basically came in, wondering who shot Bravo, and, he still got that money, which he said he didn't. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz came in, telling Hernandez to back up on Falaba, saying, we're Gucci now, we cool, we got on the wrong foot, we all good. But basically, they checked this dude and basically searched him and took his money and walked off with the whole wad of cash of Falaba. Like I said, why no one puts this money in a bank account, I have no idea. The Rascals apparently are getting kicked out of the treehouse. They have eviction papers. Why? I don't know. And I guess they are going to be leaving Impact. I don't know what's going on with that. Is this the end of this whole 70s show Smoke Circle? I don't know. Sometime it works, sometime it doesn't, but maybe they're going to a new gimmick. I don't know. AC Romero went against Chris Sabin. Match was okay, I should say. Sabin got the win on AC. Larry D basically attacked in right after. Since they Alex Shelley is out, I guess they're kind of using Sabin as a singles guy right now. Team Triple XL, I feel like they could be a better team. I know they try to make them like super heavyweights, but the problem is, once again, they were in that Wrestle House thing that kind of held them back. Too much comedy and whatnot. I know now they want to try to establish them, which I'm not against, but still, it's just they've been kind of a joke for a little bit too long. Next, though, Sami Callihan was talking to Chris Bay, kind of sucking up to him. Chris Bay is like, no, you ain't about to finesse me. I'm the finesser, but I do have a plan, no. Basically, Chris Bay went against Eddie Edwards, which was actually a pretty good match. I wish it wasn't under 5 minutes, but Eddie Edwards basically got the sit-down win on him. Chris Bay got a chair. Next, Sami Callihan did his whole hacking thing, which he was in the ring with a baseball bat and started beating up Eddie Edwards with. Rich Swann came for the save then, but Ken Shamrock got off them right after. They were about to hit him with the baseball bat onto the chair, but the Rascals came out for the save then for Rich Swann and whatnot. I guess they're trying to form some alliance with, Callihan and Bay and, Shamrock there. I don't know how Chris Bay's going to factor into this, but I guess they're doing something, and all these guys are still going after the title and whatnot, so they are trying to keep the title picture into something. I know Callihan is going against Rich Swann this Saturday at Turning Point, so we'll see what happens there. Tennille Dashwood and Caleb Conley were talking to Jordynne Grace, asking if she wants to be the tag team partner for the tournament next week. But Grace says, no, I want to hear from her herself. Tennille basically says, will you be my partner next week? And Grace says, okay, but Saturday we're going to compete. So I guess this whole oddball team is going to happen between Jordynne Grace and Tennille Dashwood for this whole title tournament thing. Rich Swann, I swear I get a phone call all the time. I always get a phone call at the wrong time when I'm doing these damn reviews, I tell you what, but as I was saying, Rich Swann was talking to the Rascals, thanking them for earlier. But since they being evicted from the whole treehouse, they said we got to go out with a bang. So Trey and Swann versus, Dez and Wentz next weekend. We're going to go on from there. So we'll see what happens with that. Deonna Purrazzo and Kimber Lee were being interviewed as Deonna talked about her rematch at Turning Point in a no disqualification match against Su Yung. As Deonna talked about never wrestling in a no DQ match before, but she is the virtuosa and she will become 2-time champion at Turning Point. And the camera was close on Deonna, but when it came back, Kimber Lee was gone. Deonna wondered what happened to her, and then on some window it says, "I think you are alone now," which then showed Kimber Lee crashing into the window. I guess she got taken out right there. Followed by Crazy Steve went against Reno Scum. Reno Scum won. I really have nothing to say about this. I just don't. It just happened, okay? It just happened. Chris Sabin was in the back talking to someone being his partner for this Saturday. And listen, we've gone against each other before. We're tag team specialists. Who is he talking to? James Storm. Cowboy James Storm. Storm talked about the devil inside of him has been asleep too long. And he agreed to team with him. And they toasted, but he says, hey, man, if you're going to team with me, you got to drink also, okay? So and he says, because at the end, it's going to be sorry about your damn luck. I guess apparently James Storm will be sticking around with Impact. I thought James Storm was kind of had like a one-off thing at Bound for Glory. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen with Storm if he was back in that, but apparently he's in this for the long run or however long he is here. So James Storm, folks, he is back in the fold of things in Impact. So didn't really see that coming. I didn't think he was going to be back in that. I just thought it was going to be a one-time deal, but he is teaming with Sabin. We've seen the Guns and Beer Money face each other in the past, so we'll see what goes on with that. And whatnot. But of course, they promoted Talking Shop Mania 2. Willie Mack was being checked on by a doctor until Moose came out of nowhere and attacked him. But Mack got the better of him with a stethoscope, trying to choke him, saying like, "I see your ass at Turning Point." Carl Anderson with his new theme music, which I heard it on YouTube the other day. I didn't know if that was real or not, but this is new music he has. Not bad though, I'll give him that. He went against Josh Alexander, a very good match, I should say too, but it ended up in a DQ finish due to Ethan Page getting in the ring. Security came out and broke all four of these guys up, basically having to pull apart before their match this Saturday between the Good Brothers and the North. So I am looking forward to seeing that match this Saturday, okay? I do want to see that. So we'll see what happens with the Good Brothers and North and whatnot. But still a good match, though. Basically not having a winner and let it save for Saturday. I will say this week for Impact, at least they are trying to build up a Turning Point. I guess I know it's an Impact Plus show, but at least they have a couple good matches there. I kind of do want to see from this, so I am interested in it. One big positive thing about Impact I will say about this week, and I think this is the biggest positive of all, there was no Scott D'Amore on TV this week. I feel like he's gotten almost 50% of television time on this show. Way too much Scott D'Amore. Now, if they could lessen down the comedy, I'll be fine with more of this show. But that is one good step. Stop putting him on TV way too much. He is there on way too much of the show, okay? Way too much. So it was good not to see him on here this week. But other than that, though, that is my review of Impact. I think I may do a Turning Point review this Saturday. We'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, show is okay. I'll give it that. I just try to tune out the whole comedy segments. I just don't really care about this Johnny Bravo thing. If this was on YouTube, maybe, but like I said, I just think it's just been too much comedy and Impact, way too much, okay? But other than that, though, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Done.